Hi. Okay, so I've recently bought this Insta360. I'm going to get the focus here. Well, nobody does focus like Sony. This is the Olympus EM53. I think I can get it. Let me get my head out of the way. Come on. You can do it. You can do it, camera. You can do it. Maybe get the knuckles first. There we go. All right. So how'd this all begin? I went to visit I went with my cousin down to New York. They bought a place in Astoria, and I took this GoPro with me. Again, I think I'm gonna get a knuckle. Yeah, focus on knuckles. So I brought this GoPro, and I just walked around and took a video, which my family found very, very amusing. I'll put in a link. And anyway, I enjoyed it, but there was a little bit of, I'd have to decide whether I'm going to turn the camera, what I'm going to, turn the camera on, what I'm going to do. And then I was looking at some of the reviews about the new Insta360. This is the X2, but I was looking at the X3, which has a slightly bigger sensor and a bigger screen back here. And I thought, well, maybe just get one of those, because to me, the GoPro is really just low quality. I mean, I wouldn't normally use it. I'd use a camera like this. I mean, I'm just sort of I just love the high quality cameras, but nobody cared about that with the video. They just cared the complete nonsense I was talking about. So I thought, I'll just get something that maybe try the 360 camera and just cut cameras, cut points of view, and don't worry about the quality because nobody really cares. And maybe that'll be better than the GoPro, because later on I can determine which point of view I want to shoot with. I don't have to worry about while I'm shooting. But I didn't know how bad the quality would be. And of course it is worse than a normal camera, but it isn't that far away from a GoPro. So I thought, anyway, I'm really enjoying it. So I just wanted to take you through, show you some footage I shot, and just take you through how it works if you wanted to do the same thing. So I bought this for $270 used. And here, I'll turn it on, see if we can get focus. So you hold this thing, button on the side, and it'll turn on. And then there you can see myself. Like the GoPro, it's a little bit irritating that sometimes it goes into photo mode. Like it's done that now. That really irritates me. So I don't know why it's doing. So getting it to go into, make sure it always stays in video mode. That's a pain. Okay. All right, now it's in video mode. Let me get some focus on the camera. So now I'm going to start shooting. All right, now it's shooting. So I'm going to show you on the computer how I can edit back and forth between me and then what I'm looking at as I'm moving around. And I have to say that the Insta360 software, this 360 Studio they provide with the camera, is amazing how fast you can just basically jump back and forth between point and views. I'll show you how this works. There's also a plugin for Adobe Premiere from GoPro that you can use, and it worked the first time, but the second time Premiere kept freezing. It just drove me, I don't know what the problem was, but anyway, I just went back to this Insta360 Studio software. So my workflow is going to be in the future. I shoot a clip, I go into Insta360, I pick up my point of views, I render, and then I'll now take that video into Premiere. And that's what I did in this case. So anyway, I'm shooting this, and now we will go to the desktop so you can see my workflow from here. All right, here we're going to open up that file we just shot. And it's in narration. Generally, there are 3 files. Well, I don't know exactly what they are, but you want to use the vid one, and it'll actually put all 3 together. So now we have our file, and this is the where we're going to start. Excuse me. So I'm going to add a keyframe here. Well, actually, first I'm going to move it around to myself. I'm going to zoom in with my mouse. So zoom in with my mouse. I think that's good enough. Set my keyframe, and then I'll just start playing it. Okay, so I just said what I'm looking at. So I'm now going to move around to what I'm looking at, and I set another keyframe. And so to set the default for, and this is something I hope that they put in a thing for you. You can choose what you want default at all time. The default right now is it would just like spin the camera around slowly. In fact, let's just go back and I'll show you what it does by default. So if I start playing this here, right, you can see how it's just slowly moving around. But I don't want that. I want it to just be a cut. So instead, I can put this back here for now. Instead, if you just click on the transition here and go to none, when it gets here, it'll actually just do a cut. These are fade-ins and fade-outs and things like that. I rarely use those. So going, once again, start from the beginning. Actually, we can just move it. Let's move the playhead farther. See, it's just a cut right there. And now if I want to go back to where I was, I just go back here. Ooh, don't I look? Let's just zoom in a little bit. And I'll put a cut here. Click on this. Like I said in the beginning, I was a little upset that I couldn't set this default, but actually after using the software for a while, I can do it so quickly, it doesn't really make a difference. And I'm probably always going to want to choose anyway, so the software was just a little bit from perfect, and now I find it's completely perfect. And then now I'll go back to the screen I'm looking at. Let's say you want to go back further. I'll set my point, click on here, so no transition. And once again, I'll go back to where I was. Actually, let's just do this view. This, no cut. All right, so once I go through the clip and I set each camera that I want for that clip, and you'll see a bunch of footage later, I hit this button, which is the export button. And I'll save this. Well, first I want to change the directory to be where that is, narration. And I'm going to call this OBS. And then just hit start export. And it works very fast. And then I export my clip. And then I just bring it into, to Premiere later on. In fact, I'll record that too. All right, well, it's taking me a little bit to learn the menu of the Insta360. So I bought this thing because I wanted a way, with the GoPro, I'd have to like turn it back and forth to get either, me speaking or what I'm looking at. And I thought, well, I can use the 360 in that way. And it's interesting because so many people use it as a 360, to rotate and spin around and everything. They don't realize you can use it as having like multiple cameras. So right now, my editor, I should be able to cut between me talking like this and then what I'm seeing as if I have two cameras. And then I can even do it like three cameras that I could show over here, what you see there. So anyway, that's, oops, I gotta get my seatbelt on. Ugh. So I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna drive down to the market now. And I guess I should probably find a way, well, I do have the stuff here, I probably could just mount it. But I gotta get that later on. I do know I want to keep it eye level. And so here we go, heading to Market Basket. And in Market Basket, I want to use it to, just talk about things that I see. So I'll show you how you can use these, or how I'm going to use the Insta360. Not as really a 360 cam, but as a way to get multiple camera point of view shots without having multiple cameras, because I'm only one person. Come on, cat, hurry up. Ugh. Don't dilly-dally going onto the street. Ugh. But you know, he's probably not from around here. That's a tricky left turn back there. But you don't want to hear about that. So we'll pick this up again once I'm at Market Basket. All right, well, here I am going to the florist to pick up my pay for shooting some flowers. I've tried to quit this job a bunch of times, but Wagner won't let me. Because nobody else will deal with him. I guess nobody else deals with me. Anyway, hi Martha. I'm trying out a new camera. It's like 360 degrees. Ah, the money.
There it is.
Thank you, Tracy.
You're welcome.
All right.
Today your first day trying it?
I'm sorry?
Today your first day trying it?
No, it's like the second day. The first stuff I shot was really boring, so I'm hoping like you'll make it really exciting. All right, see you guys later.
Love you, Mark.
All right, well, see how that goes. Martha and Tracy always have good sport. If I have cameras shooting them, they're not going to get bugged out. All right, well, here I am going to Market Basket. And as I remember, it was really weird. The camera is only literally like 1 foot from my face. It feels so close. But I know from looking at the other footage that this is where I want it. Otherwise, they extend it out. It's just too far. So this is good. Let me back up so I can. Let me walk over here so we can see the Market Basket sign. I wonder if I hold it up like this, like I'm more holding up like that, that's better. So this is a test to see if I should hold it up like this, or if it's just as well I can just leave like this and pan up. We shall see. Never testing. I don't think Market Basket cares if you take the camera in here, but I'll turn it off just to not force their hand. Yeah, but I have to turn on to get a basket. That's very important. Holding the basket out just to make this look ridiculous. Well, I can see this thing turns itself off pretty quick, so I didn't do more stuff in Market Basket. Now I'm going to the nursing home to visit my mom. Now, I can tell you, the last camera you ever want to take into a nursing home is 360 degrees. The best camera for a nursing home is 1 degree with no sound. And even that's probably too much. Anyway, yeah, I just wanted to point that out that, yeah, this thing turns off pretty quickly, but it turns on pretty quickly, so I guess I'm not going to worry about it. Also, I really need to get it. The thing I don't like about the case for this thing is it's really tight. It really takes a bit to get in there, so I need to get a bigger case it's easy to put it into, because obviously I'm going to scratch the lenses very quickly in my pockets. So anyway, well, here we go. Actually, I'm just going the residence entrance much faster. Well, it's okay to talk in the nursing home if there's nobody around. There's people talking out in the hallway. My mother is over there looking at books. She loves books. She loves to come down to this library. Interesting how when we get near the end, we like get down to our basic core. I'm sure I'll be the same way. I'll be looking at books at this age. Anyway, that's it. Just wanted to record a little bit more with the Insta360. If there's something else I wanted to say or do, if I forget, here's that little thing. I'm gonna try actually just putting it over like this, putting the lenses that way, and maybe just throwing a trick. Maybe I just got to hold this little thing here and then slide it in, and that'll be the way to do it. I'll still end up using a different case. Anyway, see you later. All right, so. Now what's really cool, so when I'm walking with this,
yeah,
and let's just say that we want to talk about that construction site.
yeah.
So I can talk about the construction site. I can say, I can't believe, you know, in this economy,
Yeah.
that they're still working on these houses. They're not going to get top rent. They're running out of renters. But in the video editing software, I can go back and forth as if I had 2 cameras.
Oh.
And then I can even go over there or whatever.
And it's all synced up, and it's high resolution enough so that when you are cutting, so that when you're doing, turning it into 2 images, those images are still high resolution.
Well, actually, that's the negative of it. Because
Yeah.
it's like a full 5.7K resolution image, this is much less resolution than a camcorder or
right.
GoPro,
or 2
whatever.
cameras or whatever. Yeah.
But I've realized I don't really, even though I know I've been into it really in the past few years, naturally I don't really care about the resolution. I care about the story.
Yeah. And yeah.
Right. So I'm actually getting out of this high
4K world.
4K world and
Yeah.
just going into just videos. Just worry about what the story I'm telling and
You
not
should do black and
the
white.
quality.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I could do black and white. So
Yeah. I bet the resolution's very high, black and white, or would read that way.
yeah, it would be good enough. So now if we're talking
Yeah.
and I'm holding it like this,
Yeah.
I should be able to like just go like back and forth.
Yeah.
And
if I point over there, you can go there. If I
Right.
point over, yeah.
And then if I point over here, it can show me,
Yeah.
and then it can show what I'm pointing at.
Yeah.
All right, well, so right here is where it used to be where they did the bus line from Cambridge, and they're going to convert it now to electric buses, DC informed me.
Yeah.
And this is where they'll be charging them, and this will save the planet. This bus lot here will save the planet, so don't you worry. Now, onto Max's economic rant.
Yeah.
Now, it's interesting, this place, they weren't doing anything with it for years, and then just 2 years ago, it just started going up super fast. And now, every time I walk by it, like it's 3 o'clock today, Tuesday, there should be a ton of workers in it. I don't see it, because I think the bank is saying, oh, we don't have the money for you to continue doing this.
Yeah.
So this may be the first casualty of the new economy.
Yeah.
Of the slide. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
Too early to tell, but it's looking a little bit suspicious here. Every time I go by it, nothing's happening. And I know, of course, there's a supply chain shortage, but you can see a lot of supplies out here.
Oh yeah.
So there are some supplies. But it's just weird that it's just like, yeah, I mean, think even if you had a supply chain shortage, sure, I mean, some workers wouldn't be doing it, but there'd be some that would have the supplies to do it. It's like nobody's here.
And that's a good barometer if you're walking around the city during, before 3 o'clock,
Yes.
and you see an absolute empty, quiet construction site. That's a sign.
It's a sign
that
to me.
someone's like, faking it.
Yeah, nothing behind the building either.
Yeah.
Again, the municipal parking lot that will save us from climate change,
And these trees.
and these trees will also like give us lots of oxygen.
Yes. Look up. Even though Max doesn't have to move the camera up, you can look
what?
up.
I don't need to look up. I'll be able
We're
to
in
show
a
you
canopy.
up. We're in a canopy.
Yeah.
We're in a very nice canopy.
Not
be a
many
nicer
of these
canopy.
around North Cambridge,
No.
where the trees touch at the top. I can't remember. There's a term for that.
Oh, look at this chest with the chess pieces there.
Whoa.
Yeah, we can play.